and shine. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I am your brother Joe, and we are the way. And today I'm going to be doing something slightly different. I had a quote come to mind just the other day, and it stirred something in me, and it really got me thinking. And so I'm going to unpack this quote. And this quote is a well known quote from Nikola Tesla. And the quote is, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And I've heard this quote many times before, but every time I've read or heard this quote, you know, I've read it a different way. I usually, when I'm listening or hearing this quote, it's that if you want to find the secrets of God, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And so today, what I really want to do is I want to unpack what he meant in terms of scientific aspects and also in how this quote resonates with me from a biblical and spiritual and kind of philosophical sense. So what my plan is to do is to kind of break down what energy, frequency, and vibration means scientifically. Then we're going to kind of see what Tesla was getting at by by this quote, because it's there is a lot to unpack there. So, from a scientific standpoint, right? Energy. Energy at its core of physics, energy is basically what makes everything happen. It's the capacity to do work, to move, to change. Everything in the universe is energy, whether it's in the form of matter, light, heat, or motion. We can see that here Tesla saw that the entire cosmos as a grand system of energy transformations. Energy is never static, but it's always flowing. Then we got frequency. Frequency refers to how often something repeats in a given time, like the number of vibrations in a sound wave, or oscillations, or an electromagnetic wave. Tesla, being a pioneer in radio and alternating current, worked directly with frequencies of electricity and wireless transmission. But on a deeper level, he realized that different frequencies carry different effects. So, low frequencies can help move heavy machinery, while high frequencies can transmit signals across the globe. And in biology, even our brain waves operate in different frequency bands. You could see this as delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. So, last is going to be vibration. Vibration is motion that oscillates back and forth. Tesla, he basically understood that everything from atoms to planets, they vibrate at some natural frequency. He was fascinated by resonance, the way vibrations at the right frequency can amplify energy dramatically. So, for example, he once theorized he could split the earth in half with mechanical resonance if vibrations matched the planet's frequency. Pretty wild, right? So that's kind of a brief explanation of the scientific meanings of energy, frequency, and vibration. But what was Tesla getting at by this quote? So Tesla believed that the universe is not solid at its root. It's energetic, vibrational, and pattern. But by understanding these principles, we can gain keys to unlocking or understanding what may be known as the hidden powers of nature. So, from a scientific perspective, modern quantum physics shows particles are excitations of the energy field. Essentially, they're vibrations at different frequencies. You could see this also in technology, wireless communication through radio, X rays, and even Wi Fi today. They all follow from Tesla's mastery of frequency and vibration. But from kind of a philosophy or spiritual perspective, we could see that on a human level, many can interpret Tesla's words as a hint that our thoughts, emotions, and states of being also operate at frequencies. Love, gratitude, and joy are considered high vibrations, while fear or anger are low vibrations. So, by tuning ourselves, we could align to higher states of energy. So, basically, Tesla's quote here, his statement, can be seen both as scientific foresight or even as a metaphor for consciousness. Scientifically, it points to the electromagnetic and vibrational nature of our reality. But from a spiritual standpoint, it suggests that we can evaluate our lives by raising the frequency of our thoughts and actions. So, in short, Tesla meant that the universe is fundamentally energetic and vibrational. And by learning how frequency, vibration, and energy interact, we can unlock the deepest truths of both nature and ourselves. And so this really kind of got me stirring in thought. And I started to think about this quote biblically, right? And so as I did, what came to mind was several scriptures, but it also pointed me to the highest vibration, right? Which is love. And we know that God is love. So I really started diving into this quote here. And for me, I just wanted to say this on the second part. It's going to be more aimed toward my biblical perspective on what this quote means. And so for me, I know everything in creation is alive with movement. And knowing this, it's even from like the smallest atom to the vastness of the stars. All things I know vibrate. Science calls it energy, frequency, and resonance. But the truth is, God designed it that way from the very beginning. In the beginning was the Word, John 1 1. And that Word carried vibration, sound, and energy that spoke galaxies into being. That same energy still flows today. And here's the powerful truth: you and I are not separate from it. We are vessels of vibration, temples of the Holy Spirit, walking frequencies designed to resonate with the very heartbeat of God. But we also have to be mindful because not all frequencies are the same. Fear has a frequency, anger has a frequency, bitterness has a frequency. And when we dwell on them, our whole being lowers into that heaviness and static. And that's why some days you feel drained, disconnected, or out of tune. It's not who you are, it's really what you're tuning into. God, however, operates on that higher frequency, right? His frequency is love, his frequency is peace, his frequency is joy. Even Jesus said, "My peace I give to you, not as the world gives," John 14:27. Here, he was inviting us to rise into that divine resonance. So imagine this. Think of your soul like a radio. If you're on the wrong frequency, all you're going to hear is static and noise. That's what life feels like when we're caught in worry, envy, or resentment. It's nothing but static. But the moment you shift, the moment you pray, forgive, worship, and lift your thoughts to what is noble and pure, that that static starts to clear, and suddenly heaven's voice comes through. You begin to align with God's frequency. Philippians 4:8 says, "Think on these things, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy." This is not just good advice. It's a blueprint for tuning our mind to heaven's vibration. So, this is the good news. You're not powerless. You carry the Spirit of the living God inside you, which means you already have the capacity to rise above the noise of this world. Every word that you speak carries vibration. Every thought you dwell on shapes your frequency. When you declare life instead of death, when you bless instead of curse, when you love instead of hate, you literally shift the atmosphere around you. Jesus said in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world." Some may say, what is light? Light is pure energy, pure frequency. That means that you were created to shine, to radiate, to lift others simply by being in tune with your Creator. So today, I challenge you. Examine what you are resonating with. Are you vibrating with fear or faith? Are you echoing bitterness or radiating forgiveness? Are you carrying worry or are you transmitting peace? You have to choose today to tune your heart upward, to rise into gratitude, because gratitude vibrates at a frequency of abundance. Rise into love because love is the very frequency of God Himself. God is love. Rise into prayer and worship because when you worship, your spirit harmonizes with heaven. And just know this, that the enemy may try to pull you down into static, but you were never created for the lower vibration. You were made to soar on wings like eagles, to live in the rhythm of divine energy, to walk in the power of the Holy Spirit. And when you live like this, not only will your life transform, you will transform the atmosphere of every room you walk into. People will feel peace when you speak. They will sense love when you embrace them. They will hear God's song through your life. And remember this: God's frequency is always broadcasting. The question is, are you tuned in? So rise up, lift your mind, open your heart, and align with the energy of the kingdom of heaven. Walk in his love, speak with his power, and shine with his light. Because when you do, your very life becomes a signal, a living frequency of God's presence on earth. As in heaven, so on earth. So, family, as I close out, just stay in tune, stay in love, and stay in God's frequency. I hope that you found this message encouraging. I know it's a little different, but hey, I was called to share it this way. And I leave you in peace, sending you guys much love. Until next time, talk soon. Take care.